Big, beautiful Lincoln, followed by a carload of press.
That major development in the January 6th investigation. That development is that the Secret Service deleted a large number of text messages on its devices from January 5th and 6th. That's according to a government watchdog group. Lawmakers are now raising some serious concerns, and our congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has the very latest for us this morning. Hello there, Rachel.
TJ, good morning. Yes, lawmakers say this is deeply concerning. The Inspector General, an independent watchdog with the Department of Homeland Security, says that the Secret Service not only deleted many text messages around the time of January 6th, but that they did it after his office requested them. The Inspector General telling lawmakers that there have been delays and confusion and how these records have been turned over.
Guys, let's get to your headlines. 7:30. The Secret Service deleted text messages sent and received around the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. That is according to the Department of Homeland Security's internal watchdog. The Department of Homeland Security says the texts were deleted even after an Inspector General requested them as part of the investigation.
Big, beautiful Lincoln, followed by a carload of press.
For firing the shot. It's most unusual, incidentally, that such a thing could happen because of the unusually tight security measures that are ordinarily taken by the Secret Service who guard the president. And normally, any vantage point, a rooftop, and windows which command a parade route are carefully scrutinized and carefully guarded, and men are usually posted on rooftops along a parade route, particularly if there is any reason at all to suppose that there might be someone in the area who would have such ideas as assassination in his mind regarding the president. These precautions, of course, are taken by the Secret Service for all presidents, as they have been for many years.
can't tell you how many times I've seen that repeated where President Kennedy told the agents, I guess yourself and other people, get these men off my limousine, don't do this. Okay. Very nice man. Yeah, it's never interfered with us at all. One of the other things I found out interestingly enough is there's no truth to this thing about supposedly Kennedy ordered the agents off the back of the limousine. No, he had nothing to do with that. I figured that because you know what? William Manchester makes the claim that Floyd Boring was ordered by Kennedy, and I'm quoting what it says in the book, it says, keep those Ivy League charlatans off the back of my car. That is false. Yes, I found that out, and I talked to William Manchester, lives in Connecticut, about that, and he got real defensive with me. He says, all those notes are under seal, and I'm not allowing anyone, especially yourself, to look at these rules. Who was this you were talking to? William Manchester. Oh, okay, I talked to William Manchester. He called me on the book. Yeah, that book is just filled with things. That is for the record of history, that is false. Yeah, definitely. The one from Kennedy he didn't want anybody on the back of the car. Yeah, definitely. The one from Kennedy he didn't want anybody on the back of the car. Kennedy he didn't want anybody on the back of the car.
The destruction of records is actually referenced in the Assassination Records Review Board final report. Very disappointing. They were records that related to trips that President Kennedy had taken in the fall of 1963 prior to him going to Dallas.
To try to clear the agency's name through the release of records. You know, overall, I thought that the Central Intelligence Agency was very cooperative with us. They didn't appeal any of our decisions. The FBI had a wonderful set of carefully cataloged records. They fought us for a time on all of our releases. Eventually, they gave up. Secret Service, on the other hand, was very difficult for us to deal with. Perhaps that was not surprising because November 22nd, 1963 was the worst day by far in the long history of the Secret Service. Everything was done poorly that day. This was a very dangerous situation. An open limousine. Secret Service, on the other hand, was very difficult for us to deal with. Perhaps that was not surprising because November 22nd, 1963 was the worst day by far in the long history of the Secret Service. Everything was done poorly that day. This was a very dangerous situation. An open limousine, crowds everywhere, buildings not checked, parts of a parade route where the vehicles had to slow to almost a stop to make that corner there, that sharp turn under the book depository building. Now all you have to do is look at the films from that day to see people like within 2-3 feet of the president as the limousine poked its way down the street. So the Secret Service was entirely revamped, and procedures and policies were changed entirely on the basis of what happened that day. There was no coordination with local law enforcement that there should have been. The FBI was following Oswald. I mean, obviously they knew he was working in the school book depository building. Was there any discussion ahead of time that this guy was clearly erratic? A little coordination here would have made all the difference in the world. The FBI and the CIA were listening to his conversations in the Cuban and Soviet embassies in Mexico City 6 or 7 weeks before the assassination. They knew what this guy was up to. He was erratic. Yet no one checked out his employment in the book depository building. In terms of after the fact, I mean, I think the Secret Service was most interested in getting, the president obviously to the hospital fast and then getting the body out of Dallas. As far as their motivations, obviously they knew they had failed in their job that day. They failed to protect the President of the United States. Did they cover up things after the fact? They probably covered up, not doing their job very well. During the review board's work in 1995, they did destroy records relating to threat assessments in Dallas before November 22nd, 1963. Well, we hauled them in right away to explain what was going on. No, it was inadvertent. You've got a law that requires you to present everything to us for our decision. And, they blamed some low-level person. I mean, it was just, it was inexplicable.